Life has a way of testing our patience. We live in a world that glorifies speed, fast results, instant success, quick answers. But the truth is, some of the most powerful transformations in life don't happen overnight. They happen in the quiet seasons, the waiting seasons, the moments when it feels like nothing is moving. That's when real growth begins. Don't rush the process. Trust the journey, because sometimes God is not preparing the blessing for you. He's preparing you for the blessing. You see, when you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it, you nurture it, and you wait. You trust that something is happening beneath the surface even when you can't see it. The same is true for your life. The delay is not denial. The waiting is not wasted. God's timing is always perfect. And if he's making you wait, it's because there's something inside you that still needs to be developed before the promise can manifest. We often want to skip the hard parts, the heartbreak, the struggle, the uncertainty, but those are the moments that shape you. Those are the chapters that build your character. You cannot pray for strength and expect it to come in comfort. Strength comes through resistance. Faith is tested in the storm, not in the sunshine. So when it feels like nothing is happening, remind yourself that everything is happening according to a divine plan that is far greater than your understanding. Sometimes the reason the door hasn't opened yet is because you're not ready to walk through it. Sometimes God will close one door not to punish you, but to protect you. Because if he lets you in too soon, you might mishandle what you've been asking for. He's aligning the right people, the right opportunities, the right time, and you just have to stay faithful in the meantime. Don't despise the process. It's molding you into the person capable of carrying the promise. Every great story has chapters of waiting, moments of silence before the breakthrough. So keep moving, keep believing, keep doing what you can with what you have. Because when it's your time, nothing and no one can stop it. The delay will make sense, the pain will have purpose, and you'll look back and realize that the journey was the blessing all along. God's timing is never late. He's always right on time. Growth happens in the waiting. It's a truth that's hard to embrace because waiting often feels like doing nothing. We live in a world that tells us if we're not moving fast, we're falling behind, but God's process doesn't work by our schedule. He is not concerned with how quickly you reach your destination. He's concerned with who you become on the way there. The waiting season is not wasted. It's the place where roots grow deep. Just like a tree planted in the ground, the foundation must be formed underground before anything beautiful can rise above the surface. When nothing seems to be changing, that's often when the most important changes are taking place within you. Waiting refines you. It teaches you patience, faith, and endurance. It reveals what's truly in your heart, your doubts, your fears, and your trust in God's timing. If everything came instantly, you'd never learn to appreciate the journey or depend on something greater than yourself. Sometimes the waiting season is where God does his most sacred work, shaping your character, adjusting your attitude, and aligning your heart with his purpose. You may not see the results yet, but growth is happening in the unseen. The same way a seed breaks open in darkness before sprouting into light, you are being transformed in your hidden season. The quiet moments, the unanswered prayers, the long nights of wondering when, they're all part of the preparation. God doesn't rush greatness. He takes his time molding you into the person who can handle what's coming next. Every delay, every detour, every closed door in this period serves a purpose. The waiting is building something in you that success alone cannot. It's creating spiritual depth, mental strength, and emotional maturity. You may feel stuck, but you're actually being established. Just because you can't see progress doesn't mean it's not happening. Trust that your growth is unfolding exactly as it should. The waiting season is where faith grows stronger, where you learn to walk by trust, not sight. It's not punishment, it's preparation. And when the time is right, everything you've endured in patience will produce a harvest far greater than anything you could have rushed into. The delay is not denial. It's one of the hardest lessons to learn when you've been praying, working, believing, and still not seeing results. It's easy to think that because something hasn't happened yet, it never will. But God's silence does not mean his absence. His delays are not rejections. They are redirections meant to guide you towards something better than you imagined. Every pause in your life serves a divine purpose, even if you don't understand it right now. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually God's protection, keeping you from walking into something before you're ready or before it's prepared for you. When God holds something back, it's not because he's punishing you. It's because he loves you too much to give you less than what you deserve. Think about it. If you received everything you asked for the moment you asked, you wouldn't have the strength, wisdom, or perspective to handle it properly. Delays stretch your faith. They test your patience. They strengthen your trust. They separate those who only want quick blessings from those who truly want divine purpose. God uses time as a tool to refine you, not to torment you. The waiting is building endurance, humility, and dependence on him. You see, timing is everything. A blessing at the wrong time can become a burden. What's meant to lift you can crush you if you receive it too soon. That's why God sometimes closes doors, ends relationships, or slows your progress. It's not rejection, it's protection. He's working in ways you cannot see, aligning circumstances, shaping hearts, and orchestrating moments that will come together perfectly when the time is right. It's in these seasons of delay that your faith is proven genuine. Anyone can trust when life moves fast, but it takes real faith to believe when the road feels still. When you choose to trust in the delay, you're saying, God, I may not understand this, but I believe you know what's best for me. And that kind of faith moves mountains. The delay isn't the end of your story. It's a setup for something greater. God's not yet never means no. It means I'm preparing something better, something worth the wait. The process builds character. Every challenge, disappointment, and setback you face is not meant to destroy you, but to develop you. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in resistance. Just like a diamond is formed under pressure and gold is refined by fire, your character is shaped through the tests of life. You cannot become strong without struggle, and you cannot gain depth without difficulty. The moments that break you down are the same moments that build you up. They reveal your true strength, your faith, and your capacity to endure. Every hardship is a classroom, and every delay is a lesson designed to mold you into the person you are meant to become. It's easy to want the promise without the process, but without the process, you wouldn't have the maturity to handle the promise. The process teaches humility when things don't go your way. It teaches gratitude when small blessings arrive. It teaches patience when progress feels slow. And most of all, it teaches trust in something beyond what you can see. You begin to realize that even your pain has purpose and that God uses every struggle as a stepping stone toward your destiny. When everything feels difficult, that's often the sign that you're being stretched into your next level. The process doesn't just prepare you for your future, it transforms you for it. Every trial teaches you something: how to be wiser, how to stay calm under pressure, how to keep faith when everything seems uncertain. You start to see that endurance is more valuable than ease, and perseverance is more powerful than instant success. If you avoid the process, you miss the very growth that qualifies you for what you're praying for. The waiting seasons, the rejections, the lonely nights, they're all strengthening your spirit and sharpening your vision. They're teaching you how to lead with grace, love with empathy, and live with resilience. The process isn't punishment, it's preparation for greatness. So when life feels heavy, remind yourself that every challenge is shaping your character. What you're going through is not meant to break you. It's meant to build you into someone capable of carrying the weight of your destiny with strength, wisdom, and faith. Preparation always comes before promotion. Before you step into the place you've been praying for, there's a process that must shape you for it. God doesn't promote based on desire alone. He promotes based on readiness. Sometimes the reason a door hasn't opened yet is because what's behind it requires a stronger version of you. You might have the vision, but you still need the maturity, the discipline, and the wisdom to handle it. The waiting season isn't wasted time. It's training time. It's where God equips you with the strength and humility to stand when success comes. Many people want the promise but aren't prepared for the pressure that comes with it. Every blessing carries a weight, and if you're not prepared to handle it, it can crush you instead of lift you. That's why God allows challenges, setbacks, and lessons before promotion. He uses those experiences to build endurance and stability in your character. When you go through seasons that test your patience or break your pride, you're not being punished, you're being prepared. God knows what's ahead, and He's shaping you into someone who can sustain it with grace. Think about it. A soldier doesn't go into battle without training, and an athlete doesn't compete without discipline. In the same way, you can't walk into your destiny without preparation. Every difficulty you've faced, every delay you've endured, every lesson you've learned, it's all part of your spiritual conditioning. You're being sharpened in private so you can shine in public. God's timing is strategic. He's not just setting up the opportunity, He's setting you up to win when it arrives. When the preparation feels uncomfortable, remember that pressure produces excellence. God won't elevate you before you're ready because He loves you too much to let success destroy you. What feels like delay is actually divine protection. He's removing what could LD hold you back, teaching you what you need to know, and molding your heart so that when the moment comes, you'll not only walk into your blessing, you'll sustain it. Preparation may not be glamorous, but it's sacred. It's in those hidden seasons that God shapes you for the platform He's preparing. And when you're finally ready, the promotion will come suddenly, but it will never come too soon. Divine timing brings perfect alignment. When it's your time, everything begins to fall into place effortlessly, not because it suddenly became easy, but because it finally became right. God's timing is flawless. It connects the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments in ways that no amount of human effort could ever orchestrate. You may spend years pushing, striving, and forcing things to happen, only to realize that when it's aligned with divine timing, doors swing open that you once had to knock on endlessly. What once felt impossible suddenly feels natural. That's not coincidence. That's divine coordination. There are seasons when nothing seems to move, and it's tempting to question whether you missed your chance. But in truth, those still seasons are part of the divine setup. God is aligning not just your circumstances, but also your heart, your mindset, and your purpose. He's working behind the scenes, bringing together people and events that you haven't even met or imagined yet. What looks like a delay is often synchronization. God ensuring that everything connects at the exact moment it's supposed to. If you received what you prayed for too early, it might not fit the way it was meant to. But when His timing arrives, everything clicks with precision and peace. The beauty of divine timing is that it carries no chaos. When God opens a door, you won't have to force it. It won't be confusing, and it won't drain your spirit. Instead, it will flow naturally, confirming that it was never by your strength, but by His orchestration. That's why patience is so powerful. It allows God to complete the alignment. The right opportunity will never pass you by if it's meant for you. It will meet you right where you are when you're ready for it. You may not see it now, but every disappointment, delay, and redirection is moving pieces into place. One day you'll Look back and realize why it had to take the time it did. You'll see how God connected everything, the struggles, the lessons, the waiting, into a masterpiece of perfect timing. Divine alignment is never rushed, never late, and never accidental. It's the moment when preparation meets purpose and the waiting transforms into fulfillment. So when life feels slow, when doors don't open, when prayers seem unanswered, remember this: you are not forgotten, you are being formed. Growth happens in the waiting. Every delay carries divine purpose. The process that feels painful is building the strength you'll need for your promise. The preparation that feels endless is shaping your spirit for promotion. And when the time is right, everything will align in a way that only God could design. Don't rush what heaven is still writing. You may not understand the timing, but you can trust the author. Every moment of silence, every season of struggle, every unseen effort is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. The seed of your purpose is growing, even when buried beneath the dirt of delay. Keep watering it with faith. Keep believing when it's quiet. Keep trusting when it's dark, because when the season changes, and it will, everything you've endured will make sense. God's timing is never off. He knows when you're ready. He knows what's needed, and he knows how to align it all perfectly. So take a deep breath, release your impatience, and rest in the truth that your story is unfolding exactly as it should. Stop fighting the waiting season. Start embracing it. The journey is shaping the very person who will walk boldly into the promise. Your moment is coming, not when you demand it, but when you're destined for it. Stay faithful, stay prepared, and stay rooted, because when divine timing meets your readiness, nothing and no one can stop what's meant for you. Trust the jar, honor the process, and believe with unshakable faith. God's timing is always perfect.